The Amateur Television Net is on every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Catch up with the latest ATV news. See the latest television projects, shack layouts and much more. A good time to ask questions about amateur television. We use local 2-meter liaison frequency FM simplex 147.400 MHz and Berwick repeater 439.375 MHz. Every Tuesday starting 8 p.m.
Oh, I crashed the net count. So yeah, the net count is 258 for those who are interested. I actually put up a faulty number last week, so yes, that's the correct, according to the audited number counting. 258 is the number. All right, good evening, good afternoon, and good morning for those who may be watching from different time zones. And we've got some delightful weather here. If I bring up the weather forecast for the next 5 days. We have some sound too. We've got some reasonable weather. I know that people in Europe and the UK are sort of getting their first snow for the winter, and so yeah, that's what we can be expecting. We actually in Melbourne don't get snow, so yeah. Don't say I'd miss that. These digital amateur television transmitters in Melbourne are via the VK3RTV net, repeater, which is 20 kilometres east of Melbourne Central Business District, covering the greater Melbourne area. If you're able to view us via RF, then we're also, if you're unable to view us from RF, via RF, we are also streaming live on YouTube on Richard's VK3VRS channel. This net and past recordings will also be on Richard's YouTube channel. Richard's also live streaming to Discord and Facebook. Just search for VK3RTV on those platforms if you wish to seek out those live streams. Excuse me. I'd like to take the opportunity to thank Amateur Radio Victoria for this. It's a statewide organisation that maintains an extensive repeater network and beacons across Victoria. Over 35 sites, which I counted them up this afternoon, so I was very impressed. 6 metres, 23 centimetres, 44 2-metre sites, and 70 centimetre devices are on their various sites. Mixture of voice, digital, APRS, DMR, D-Star, packet, IRLP, and also linked repeaters on the UHF network through a greater part of Victoria. There's plus 2 ATV repeaters. There's the VK3RTV one we're operating tonight, this net, and also VK3RBO in Bendigo, Regional Centre of Victoria. It's supported by a small band of volunteers and also members. Why not join? 2 years membership for $40. 2 years. That's for full membership. There's a concession rate of $30. So that's less than 5 cents a day. So I do encourage people to support and join Amateur Radio Victoria. Right, now what I thought I might do is cut across to Peter, BFG, who's the builder of this repeater and does a lot of the legwork and support for this repeater to keep it going. So, and it's his design and construction that's been instrumental in its operation. All right, Peter, I'll cut it across to you. For those who are watching by set-top boxes, Peter will come up on channel 1. Those who are watching live stream should be able to follow it with the automatic switching which occurs with manual operation. So if you'd like to go to RTV 1 and we shall get Peter's report for the week.
Okay, just got caught. Never mind, had to switch something off there. Good evening everyone, I'm Peter, VK3RTV, and my Canon camera, which I'm using right now, the display that I'm looking at, my shirt has got red stripes on it. Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm looking at the monitor up there and my shirt doesn't have red, well, it's got very, very light red stripes, that's correct. This is bright, I'm seeing bright red stripes. Oh dear. It looks good here. Yeah, thanks Ian. Look, I've had this camera for a long time, so, and you're continually twisting the display backwards and forwards, so I guess, you know, can't really complain. Anyway, look, just to start up today, I've got a gentleman who lives in Tullamarine. His name is Aked Kakos, and he's actually a PR person at Tullamarine Airport. And he wanted to sit for his foundation licence, so I did a Q&A session with him before and run through the practical part of the assessment and thought all was well, but unfortunately he passed the theory part okay, but was very, very low on the practical part. So I know Mark, VK3PI, is watching, and I think he may be the president of WANSARC. So Mark, if you could send me an email just to confirm that you might be able to take Aked under your wing. He can't resit for the practical for 3 months, and he really didn't have too much idea. And so he, you know, to be with a radio club and perhaps you know, see it all in action is going to help a fair bit. He's a really, really nice guy, and it was really, really sad that I don't very often fail foundation people that are trying, but it just got to the point where I just couldn't give any more hints as to what the answers may be. So his name is Aked Kakos. Mark, I think I've probably got your email on my PC, so I'll forward his email to you, and it'd be great if you could just make contact with him. And he was looking for a radio club as well, so that would work out pretty well. Anyway,
more than happy to, Peter.
Thanks, Mark. Well done. Stephen 3TTF dropped in this afternoon, and we had a look together at the receiver that we're looking at, and certainly there's some very, very strange things happening on the signal buses from the main board. And Mark, sorry, Stephen, if you're watching tonight or later. That's one of the, you recognise that as one of the boards that is the display board. Well, that one died. So look, I really think that chip that's under there that you're saying is really marginal. So I think to make this work, we need to throw this one away, and for you to look at the data bus and the clock bus. I need the IR line, but I think we need a plug-in to replace that board. And as you mentioned this afternoon, we really don't need all that display. All we need is one display to show numbers, the channel numbers. That's all, 1 and 2. I only have 1 and 2 up there. Channel 1 is the DVBS channel, and is fed via the DVBS input. I'm struggling there, but anyway. And channel 2 is the DVB-T input that's via the devices that we've got up there. I'm having trouble here, Ian. Oh dear, I don't want to watch this one back. So anyway, Stephen, yeah, we've got an issue with that. Fortunately, the other board that we have, that I had there, is working. So I don't really intend to poke the bull anymore because we might lose the main board. So there's a project for you, very definitely. And I might also have a look at it as well. It's a bit of a challenge, but I'll have to read up on iSquid, the serial data protocol that obviously Stephen's very familiar with, and I know exists, but haven't really played with it too much. Anyway, that's the drama for today, and I'll just show you the receiver is still working because we can just move it around here, and there it is there, and you can see that it's receiving RTV right here. So the receiver is still working. The original board, or one of the original boards, is back in, and I don't think it's worthwhile trying to do anything else but taking that board out and having another one. If you like to do the software on that, I can do all the hardware and make the PCBs and stuff. That's no problem. So that's where we are with all of that drama, and had a few moments there where I couldn't think of things. Anyway, not to worry. That's what happens when you're on camera and you're under a little bit of pressure. You really need a prompter, which is all the professionals have. Of course, they're sitting there and they're dealing all the stuff up, but they're obviously reading off a prompter very often. Anyway, that's it for me for tonight. So I think probably we're handing over to Richard, VK3RTV, who's also on DVBS. So this should be a pretty good changeover. So Richard, you start rolling now, and I'll drop off, and you should be on pretty well straight away.
Wow, sorry Pete, I think I flicked the button just a bit too quick. Anyway, hi everyone, I'm here another night. I don't have any videos or anything tonight, just a bit of an update. I added the little, what we used to know as the dead cat onto this microphone. I found it in the box. I went, ooh, I'll put that on. So I don't know if that's changed the audio at all. Hopefully it's still quite clear. The dead cat's supposed to take away the hissy, windy noise and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, hopefully hopefully the audio is nice and clear for everyone. It does actually, and I saw this when Clint showed them, but I was already looking at them. So that's how I sort of went, oh yeah, Clint's got them, they look good. So that's why I bought them. But it actually does come with two. So you can have stereo microphones. Not sure if that's, yep, that's definitely working. So I don't know if that makes it sound any better or worse or what, but yeah, two microphones, but only the one little receiver. It is good because you've got many options for the receiver, and I didn't probably go through them all, but you've got quite a few different ways to connect it. Here's the other dead cat, by the way. Yeah, I remember when I was doing my documentary filmmaking, we used to call it dead cat. But you've got multiple connectors, and underneath or on top of the microphone, you've got a microphone that you can plug in as well. So you can see that little hole there. And in the receiver, obviously you can do USB, which that is. And it's also got other options there for the small plug. So I think you can see that. Yeah, just see it there. And obviously you plug in the plug. Plug it into your mobile phone if you like. With that, obviously both ends. So you've got those two ends. That's obviously you plug it into your computer or whatever you want. These are generally for the receiver. Then you've got the old iPhone type connector with the plug. Done that one, that's USB-C. And then you've got this is for the actual receiver. I've got a different cable because it's a bit longer. But yeah, and you get an instruction manual. I did respond to the emails that asked for a link. So if anyone wants a link, it's there. Or for people on Discord, you'll find it in the chats on Discord. So yeah, I'm not sure if the sale's still on. They might even have better sales now with Black Friday. Sorry if this goes clunk. So you might want to have a look at that. The other thing that's been happening, it's crazy updates happening on our software, and people who know vMix are probably going through the constant updates. Just let me flick over to shaky cam here. Should still have audio. Yep. Okay, so you'll notice there's more updates again. So another update since last week. But one thing you'll notice, and I'm not sure if anybody who's running it remembers, we used to only have 4 overlays, and now we've got 8. So I haven't really got into doing anything with it, but I can't wait. And if anyone's wondering what an overlay is, well, as an example, those things there are actually overlays, and I can show you how that works. If I get my mouse here, it's very confusing having 2 mice on the go. And if I click on that button there, number 1, let's see the overlay coming up and down. I'm pretty sure that's pretty clear. So yeah, I've obviously got a few different overlays for different things. Can't remember what that one is. That one's the title. So you can do multiple automations and stuff with that. So it's great actual addition, having those extra overlays. So now you can project a lot of different things. If anybody's wondering, obviously this is Discord, and that's the great way if you can't watch using RF, or you're trying to set up your RF receiver and you're not sure if there's a signal or anything, jump on Discord. it's like only a second or two behind live, so it's a great way to watch it. It's free to sign up. There's no commitments or anything, so very easy to watch on Discord. You can also watch on your phone as well, so you can actually load Discord onto your phone, which I've got. I'll give you a quick demonstration. Shouldn't do these things without rehearsing, talking about scripts and whatnot. So this is Discord, and it loads up, and you can see here, yeah, there's a few people watching at the moment. So hello to those guys there watching Discord. So if I wanted to watch it on my phone, I just click on live, the live button that was down there, and then watch the video live, and there we go. Ooh, get feedback now. Down there, and then so it's that easy, and you can just watch. So I'll hang up from there because I'll be upsetting everybody. Sorry about that, guys. But yeah, so it's a great way to be able to watch it if you can't watch it on RF. Thoroughly recommend it. And of course, you can always jump on YouTube and have a 20-second delay. Yep, that's the other way. And the other beauty with YouTube is you can actually watch it later. On Discord, it is just live. There's no recording. So that's another plus or minus depending on how you look at it. Now, I haven't heard Clint sign in, so I'm hoping that Clint comes in before we have to go back to Ian, but I've run out of material, so it looks like we're going to go back to you, Ian. So I hope everyone's enjoyed that. It's a very busy time for me at the moment. People know that I'm into running hobby things for people, amateur radio being one hobby as well. But this is all for model railways and collectibles and Hot Wheels cars. One of my traders actually gave me, I thought I had it here, but I don't know what I've done with it. I had it here somewhere. But yeah, it's very, very popular, Hot Wheels. It breaks every age barrier that you can think of. It's from young kids, you know, that their dad takes them around to have a look, all the way through to blokes, you know, our age and older. So it's one of those hobbies that just breaks every age barrier. There's no age, you know, group specific for it. Ham radio we tend to be a little bit older, and there's very few young people at this point. Hot Wheels doesn't have that at all. It's just every age group that you can think of, and I see them. But yeah, we've got quite a few shows on at the moment. So yeah, and the new one that's out in Ringwood, which is proving quite popular. This Thursday will be our second one, and it's already grown. So I had to make more space, more tables, because more vendors wanted to be there, only on our second one. So that's pretty good. All right, I think that's about it. I've waffled on enough. Hopefully I've made up some time for you, Ian, and hopefully we've got a few others. I know Mick CH isn't available. He posted that he's not going to be on. So hopefully we've got somebody else on RTV2 to take the reins, because I still haven't heard from Clint. So yeah, I can't fill in any more time without boring people to death. So I'm going to go back over to my U-Butte and better grab my remote so I can switch everybody else over as well. All right, thanks guys, and see you next week.
Yeah, I was just allowing time for people to switch over, and I was a bit slow. So let's go over to a camera. There we are. So yes, thanks Richard for coming up, and Peter. So that was good. And if anyone else is waiting in the wings, please let me know, and we can switch across to you. Talking about VMix, a couple of months ago I was in an opportunity to visit the old green screen's going a bit strange, but anyway, what's the story? I was able to visit the VMix stand in a European conference, international conference, and picked up some of these. So there's one of these available for you, Richard, if you'd like a mouse mat, a VMix mouse mat, but no advertising permitted. Other brands are available. I don't know what other brands, but apart from OBS, and that's shareware. So, but yes, it's a very slim area of streaming switching. Not many products are on the market. Yes, I'm just running on my test machine the new version 20. What is it? I'm trying to remember. 29, yes, they've just released version 29, which is a major upgrade, and I'm running live is still 28. Although I was running yet another third machine, running an older version of VMix on a Windows 8, which should be retired by rights, but so I've upgraded that to Windows 29. I've had some interesting effects of that, but it's certainly very stable on 10 and 11. So if you're running 10 and 11, it's doing very well, and there's some lovely new additions to it. A protocol called OMT, which is similar to SRT, but it's open source. So there'll be a lot more products announced, I hope, for that, and you can run it on a Raspberry Pi and other devices without any license fees or anything, and it's very compatible to VMix, but that certainly does not need VMix or anything of that nature. But OBS, I'm not sure. It's certainly, if it's not built into OBS at this point in time, it should be very soon, I would imagine, being both shareware products. All right, that's enough waffle from me on that topic. Ham TV is big news for BATC members and Europe. And recently Ham TV was transmitted directly from the ISS to a group of scouts as part of JOTA. 22 scouts were able to be on camera to the one of the astronauts to answer questions, and people will be able to watch the downlink video from their armchair, as it were, with reasonable ease. The next segment will talk about that, and also talk about Dave, Portsdown fame. We'll be talking about Portsdown 5 and the early release of that on GitHub. It's for the brave at this point in time. It's a very limited functionality compared with Portsdown 4, and if you're planning to get into the Portsdown stream, you should only at this stage consider Portsdown 4, but it's interesting to watch what's happening with Portsdown 5 development. It also touches on Cat 25. The Cat 25 videos, all the separate videos has been released, and so you can peruse that on the BATC online YouTube channel. So without any further ado, this is a clip covering all those topics.
Writing down what I've done, it seems to have been Saturday morning we had the Ham TV contact, where I was one of the receiving stations feeding into the merger. A very successful contact. 22 scouts managed to ask the astronaut questions and have them answered, and the Ham TV merger worked really well, providing a continuous video stream from the time the ISS was acquired by Goonhilly, one of the dishes at Goonhilly, until it went over the horizon from a station in Italy. So really impressive work by Phil there, and he'll be talking about that on Cat25 on Saturday afternoon. Phil's talking about that. I'm on Saturday morning. In prep for that, I've done a bit of work on the Portsdown 5, and of course written a presentation and the like this week.
The coolest experiment I've done in space is an experiment where we try to see if we can grow more perfect crystals in microgravity. And the reason we're trying to do that is because it might make medicine stronger. And if we can do that, it'll help a lot of people on Earth. Over.
Hi, this is Alyssa. Do you feel dizzy when you get back to Earth? Over.
Yes, we feel very, very dizzy, and that's because our bodies get used to having no gravity. When we return, all of the senses come back and our brain gets very confused. Over.
Hello, this is Lily. With Halloween coming up, do you hear creepy sounds on the ISS? Over.
The space station can be quite creepy. Space is very quiet, so it's easy to sneak up on each other. So I suspect a lot of creepy sounds will be coming near Halloween. Over.
Hello, this is Freddie. Do you play board games on the ISS? Which ones? Over.
Yes, we play board games. Actually, we played one last weekend, and we were playing Codenames, which is a fun, team-based game on trying to think of the other person's word. Over.
Hello, this is Lucas. What's the most difficult challenge you've faced while living on the space station? Over.
The greatest challenge I've had is missing my family. I have two little stuffed animals here, and they belong to my two youngest kids, and I miss them very much. Over.
Hello, this is Dylan. Do you have bedtime stories or teddy bears in space? Over.
Hello. Yes, we do have teddy bears in space. I've got my daughter's little dolphin here and my son's little lion right here in space. Hopefully you can see it. Over.
Hello, and a very warm welcome, and thank you for joining the BATC Cat25 Part 2. My XYL, Tammy M0TC, is just sitting off camera here, and myself are very pleased to host this event again for the BATC this year. Let's start by taking a quick look at today's programme. So in a moment, our new chairman, Gareth G4XAT, officially opens the Cat25 Convention Part 2. At 10:15, Portsdown developments. Dave G8GKQ will bring us all up to date with the latest Portsdown developments and demonstrate some of the extremely useful facilities on what is much more than a DATV transmitter. At 11 o'clock, Charles G4GUO will give his thoughts on what impact artificial intelligence will have on amateur radio and give some examples that can be used today. At 11:45, Justin G8YTZ will give an overview and insight into the repeater design of GB3JV, JT and GB300. At 12:30, an ATV packed lunch, an informal Q&A and interactive Zoom session open to you all to join. There's a link on the newsletter and will also be given on the screen, plus a look back at a wonderful ISS contact last weekend. At 1:30, Phil M0DNY will give an update on Ham TV from the ISS. At 2:15, Jen G4HIZ will tell us about a taste-to-receive system to receive ATV pictures from the International Space Station. And at 2:45, Phil will return to talk about why you must use filters to reduce Wi-Fi and 4G interference when receiving Ham TV.
Right, so those individual talks or sections of the Cat25 Part 2 is now available on the BATC online channel on YouTube. So yeah, I do recommend you peruse those if any of those topics of interest to you. Right, let's check out a quiz.
Working VHF-DX is a lot of fun, but it can be challenging. I'm Andrew, VK3FS, and in this video, I'll show you the tools I use to work VHF from -20 to 40 over.
Right. Yes, we had some technical issues there. Sorry about that. But we seem to be back on the air. At least I'm transmitting. And the repeater's repeating it, but the other channel has gone blank. So yeah, I'm not too sure what's happening there. So what am I going to do now? I think we might trying to read my own hieroglyphics here. Let's have a look at the passes for Melbourne of the ISS. Let's have a look at the International Space Station passes for Melbourne over the next week.
VK3EJ. Yeah, VK3EJ, VK3MQ. Good on you, Damien. Nice to work you again. We don't often chat, do we? Cheers. Yeah, cheers. Cheers, 73s. Echo, Mexico. Yeah, VK3PI. G'day, mate.
Right, the ham TV's been installed, it's powered on, and there's a blank screen being transmitted. But if you look at the status and the BATC forum for more information. Yeah, that's the where to find out everything about ham TV and how to receive it.
Did you know that a video edition of the WIA news broadcast is screened here, VK3RTV Channel 1 by Clint VK3CSJ, every Sunday morning at 10:30 a.m, repeated Sunday evening at 8 p.m.
Great. There's a lot of things happening at the moment, but we seem to be still going to air, and it's all being streamed, so it's good. All right. Without it, I'll just cover a calendar of events. We have next in January, Saturday the 17th and Sunday the 18th, the summer VHF and UHF microwave field day, the WIA field day. So the rules are on the WIA site, contest site, and for all to see. And the only other hamvention I have for the beginning of next year is Sunday the 1st of February, Ballarat Airport by Barge, the Ballarat Amateur Radio Group. So plan your activities for the next couple of months. Yeah, I'd give a shout out on air if there's any other stations that can come up to tail in the net, but at this stage I'm it. So the next thing I've got is, so if you'd like to come up, by all means we can fit you in. There's a few spots available for this evening, and we'll slot you in straight away, express. No waiting. Anyway, in the meantime, here's a more difficult set of quiz questions. And hopefully we'll get the beginning slide for this set. For some reason it started a bit of the way in on the clip, so I'm trusting that this segment will go a lot more smoothly than the first quiz segment. G'day. This week's digital TV repeater whistle-stop tour takes us to the sunny southern state of South Australia. Sitting nearly 1,000 kilometres west of Melbourne, it's home to the vibrant DATV community in the coastal regions of Whyalla and Port Perry. At the heart of the action is VK3RTV that comes alive most weeknights from 7:30 local time. You can catch the transmissions on the BATC streamer site. And when it comes to weather, Whyalla often enjoys sunnier skies and warmer temperatures than our southeastern neighbours. So let's take a look at the 5-day forecast. I just thought I'd tap onto that segment with an update on, well, not an update, just an explanation that Serge, who actually appeared in the QSO party earlier this year in August, not Serge, Stefan, VK5, I've forgotten his call sign, great help. Sorry about that, Serge. Stefan. Anyway, he broadcasts VK5RDC's transmissions every evening, and in the Adelaide area. And the technical details are coming up. The program feed is received by SRT I can't remember his call sign. Sorry about that. So it's Stefan, and there's activity most evening. So people in the bottom line is people in Adelaide can receive the retransmission of the RDC transmissions. And just by the way, there's a great website set up by VK5FQ, which is his call sign. I've now remembered it. Steph, who's positioned in Adelaide, and he's got some great ideas there, and great website of technical things to build, and products that he's had a look at and recommends. So great resource for anyone interested in DATV or the more exotic modes of ham radio. So thanks, Steph, for providing that information online and doing the retransmission of the Whyalla Port Pirie repeater system to South Australia, to Adelaide. Great work. Right, that's all I've got, and so I'll do an outro and see you next week. So hopefully we'll get a few more online, but certainly appreciate the people who did come up. They did a great job. Thanks, Peter, Richard, for supporting the net. Good. So good evening, and also we have 14 watching. It did get up to about 16, so it's good effort. And thanks, Richard, for doing the streaming of the onto YouTube, Facebook, and Discord. Great job there. Thanks for that. All right, I'll sign off and let Lucy say good evening.